back to Kung Fu Maintenance. Well, you might remember the other day I showed you how to bleed the air out of a hydronic supply line. Well, here was the reason. I had a major underground plumbing leak. It was on a 2.5-inch line, and it was so much water rushing out of there right away that I had to go ahead and turn the water off right away. Not fun. Entire complex down. No water at all. A miserable situation, right? Well, not only that, this happened at about 4 o'clock, and so by the time the plumber got there and dug it up, of course, all the supply warehouses had closed and everything, and it turned out the line down there was a PVC line that was 2.5 inches, and every place was closed. You can't get not so common parts, therefore cannot fix the leak. So horrible situation. So we've got the whole, lots and lots of buildings and lots of unhappy people without water. No hot water, no heat, no water. No toilet flushing, except for one flush for each toilet. And so we're kind of at a loss because there's no way to make the repair, no way to restore water. So we were brainstorming looking for a solution, thinking of any kind of Band-Aid fix, anything that we could make it work and get through the night. But, yep. And then I noticed this tube here that I'd actually noticed a long time. It was completely buried, but the tube was exposed out of the ground, and people had thrown trash and stuff inside there. So it was just completely blocked off and sealed off, but had an epiphany and thought that, there's probably an isolation valve down there. Sure enough, we dug it out, and there was an isolation valve. So I was able to turn the water off there, and then I could reopen the main line, and that left me with 4 buildings left without water. So I had all the other buildings going, so the majority of the water on, but still those 4 buildings without water. So today what I wanted to show you was how you could actually deliver water to the other buildings if you had a mainline break. Now, fortunately, I had the isolation valve on one side, and then I had the main ball valve, isolation valve on the other side. So I was able to close off the place where the leak was from both sides. And if you can do that, then here's what you can do. You can run a hose from one spot to the other. On this, I was able to run the hose from one building to the other. Problem there was the backflow valve on the hoses, as well as you need a 3/4 inch connection. So for one side of the hose, you can connect, to the female side 3/4 to 3/4, so that you'd be able to connect it. So I had to change out some of the hose bibs so they could get past the vacuum breaker, and some of them I was able to take off the vacuum breaker and then be able to make the connections. So here's that situation. This is the one situation where a vacuum breaker isn't going to work. It's making the water shoot out of the vacuum breaker. So just going to change the hose bib out to 1/2-inch hose bib, and we'll be back in with water. Get it done. We will survive. Yay. Fix that. And of course, one hose is not going to get you 4 buildings worth of water, and even 3 or 4 hoses.
Turn on the water.
It's not going to be full water supply, but at least was able to get some water supply to restore at least some water and make it through a horrible situation. For a house, you have one water, a lot less water supply going on. It can actually get you through and, help you make it until the proper repairs can be made. Anyway, this is an emergency solution or emergency way to supply water after an underground mainline break. Thanks for watching Kung Fu Maintenance. Hope that helps. And being that we are in I'm in earthquake-prone areas, right on fault lines and stuff like that. These are important things to know. Different strategies, different ways that you can restore water in an emergency situation. And so, somebody at a house, perhaps, neighbors that are friendly, that you get along with, there can be ways that you can restore water in an earthquake situation or a horrible emergency situation. So, it's good to know people, good to make friends, with your neighbors. And
Yay.
thanks for watching Kung Fu Maintenance. Over and out.
Sending